welcome to our time together. This is Lori Lamantia, and I'm here with Tricia Fiske. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Hey. Yeah. And today we're going to talk about upgrading our language from I want to I have. And I'm using the word upgrading because I think the idea of I want is something that's very part of our cosmology. We say, I want this and I want that and I want this and I would like that to happen. And it's a futuristic notion of saying this is what I want to experience. But it's also a little bit of a scarcity term, and that it's not a declaration of, your abundance current reality, which is a have reality. And so we want to talk today about how we get caught in the energy of the I want and the someday and the if, and shifting it and upgrading it to I have and I am and I can, I do. And those feel energetically different. And those are what we're going to talk about today as we shift and and lean into this experience of I have, I am versus I want, and it's maybe a someday kind of thing. Tricia, how
Right.
would you put that?
Yeah, it's scarce. I want is scarcity language. It's dualistic. It implies that there's something I have to earn, uh,
Mhm.
that it's not, for some reason, it's not possible for it to be present at that time.
Right.
So yeah, we
There's a lot of doubt in there.
right. So
Doubt
we
if it can happen. Doubt, right? Sorry.
yeah,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
if maybe. And again, I think one of the things that we really want to eliminate is this idea that we have to earn anything, that it takes, I have to do A to get B. So we want to really check our scarcity language and be mindful of it and change it.
Right, absolutely. And I do think I want is a good place to start because we're human and it's what we've been taught for so long. So when you hear yourself say, I want, or, feel I want, it's a good place to start. But I think as we are on this journey, we also need to choose to upgrade it and feel into what the upgrade feels like. Um, I have a tool in the Effortless Wealth book, and it's basically you start with I want, and you feel that energy, which is someday if, but it's a want, it's a desire, and that's a great place to start. And then just feel it happening, right now. You don't have to futurize it, feel it happening or being coming. And then right now, feel it done or you having it. And you sit in the energy of having it. And you can feel in your body the difference between I want and I have. And that's what I think is the nugget of this. That is getting comfortable with checking in on your body and going, I want, what does that feel like in my body? And I have, how does that feel? Because that's what we're talking about for this um upgrade is moving from someday to now.
Right. We've talked quite a bit about being in the present moment. And it's the same thing, but it's your language and your desires in the present moment as well, instead of something that's out there. So it's yeah, and there is very much a different feel to it. I have instead of I want.
Right. And I'm thinking, okay, well, Lori, give an example. And we'll play with this a little bit. And it's like I want $1 million, let's say. And the first thing the mind goes is, ha ha ha, no way, you're crazy. But the experience of shifting, okay, it's unfolding, it's happening, and then to I have. And letting yourself sit in the energy of I have, I am, and therefore it is. And a big part of the reason why we're talking about this is as power creators, that's how we command the energies, right? commanding the energy of I want is it just feels limp to me. I have is a declaration of what is so. And as we sit in the I have, it allows the energies to coalesce into that truth. It allows it to download from the energy of it being out there, like in an energetic vibration into the current reality. But we have to sit as power creators in the current reality of presence of I am a millionaire. Not to be, I want to be a millionaire. I am. And and I know this sounds a little out there, but this is how we, really live our creative power. Does that
Right.
make sense?
Yeah, and visualizing too. I have a favorite image of sitting on my couch and watching money just rain down on me. So
Yeah.
sometimes if words are a struggle, visualizations are really helpful too.
Yeah, and feeling it. And
Yeah,
what does it feel like? That's what we're upgrading to is the language, but the experience from I want to I have. And I think as we do this journey, I know as we do this journey, this is where the rubber meets the road, right? We can talk about it, but really experiencing ourselves as the power creator we are, as the declarer that we are, as the chooser. That's what we're really experiencing and creating and walking into that power right now. And I like the example you were talking about before we got online about the experience you had for the full moon. Was it the
right.
full moon last week?
Yeah, the full moon. Yeah. So I was on a full moon ceremony with some other people, and we were writing things out. A full moon is typically where you let go of stuff that's limiting or holding, just old stuff that's stagnant. And a new moon is typically where you invite in new stuff. So we were writing out things to let go of and things to be grateful for. So I've spoken before in our sessions about this book that I've been reading. It's Not Your Money by Tasha Silver. And there's a prayer that you say every day for 80 days. And I realized when I was started saying this on the full moon that some of the languages change me, let me feel worthy, let me trust, things like that are asking for the courage to stand in that place of being. And so I changed the language for myself, and the feeling sense, like you're talking about, the impact of it was so much more powerful. And an example is change me into one who can fully love, forgive, and accept myself. All right, feel into that, and then feel into I fully love, forgive, and accept myself. And there's
Mhm.
just a totally different feel and ownership, even
Right.
of changing those words. And that really, so I've started paying attention in my prayers and in my languaging about, am I fully present with this, or am I still kind of wishing and hoping and thinking, someday maybe, kind of thing. And the impact is totally different.
When you read that, I felt the first thing about it, change me was I'm giving my power away to some outside source. It felt when you were saying it, and I didn't expect this, but it felt disempowered. But
Mhm.
when you said I am, I felt like this up my spine, and I felt up an empowerment happen, like it felt like a peaceful warrior kind of experience versus hopefully some, my shoulders hunched over. Hopefully someday I'll become empowered and courageous. Um,
Right. And
and
like
I,
you said, it has to come from something outside of me. And
right,
we know, I mean, we've spoken to that before. It's not coming from outside of you. If
right,
you want change, prosperity, abundance, it's coming from you.
right, because you are it and it is you. The abundance is you and you are abundance. And that's why the shift from I want is a shift from little human personality, old, the old way we looked at stuff. And that's why the full moon is so powerful, or anything. Anytime you realize, oh, I'm approaching this from just a human, and you expand yourself to I'm a divine being walking, and you just walk differently, you feel differently, you speak differently, and you catch yourself, or you can start to hear when other people are talking little. I want to say little, small, whatever the words are. And and when you were saying that, I definitely felt outside and small. And then felt the conversion, the upgrade, the upgrade from the old way of doing it to this new way, which you were commanding around the whole, full moon. I'm letting that way go. And like we talked about a few weeks ago, we talk about all the time too, is it's it's unconscious. We don't even realize commanding or we're experiencing ourselves as a wanter and a limiter and a scarcity, or for lack of better words, to this, this is the who I am. I am someone who is a divine being, and as I focus, I create. As I think and I do and I feel, that's how I solidify it into physicality.
Again, the act of creation doesn't come from someone outside of you. That
Right.
comes
Yes.
from you.
Right. And there's a lot of learnings that are coming from in there. When we're having this conversation, it's kind of like a gestalt infusion. We're talking about that you're a divine being, which is a journey. We're talking about making an abundance command versus a scarcity command, which feels like a journey to me. There's so much coming together in what we're talking about now. And that's why, so somebody who's listening, who's been with us and who's been on this journey, it might make a little bit more sense, but don't disregard it if you're new to the abundance journey, because you got to get on the path somewhere, and you got to allow yourself to walk into this truth of who and what you really are.
Yes, and jump in anywhere.
Totally.
Or whatever speaks to you, just jump in.
Right. Whatever book drops in your lap, that's the right one in the moment.
Right, right.
And it's around this journey of really fully embodying your your big I am abundance presence that already has access to it all. And it's like I love that Abraham, they've got this amazing metaphor, but it's totally true. It's The world is a buffet. It's a buffet of options, and every possible thing is on that buffet table. The the beautiful foods and the great salads and everything is beautifully prepared. And you walk when we come to Earth, we can walk and pick anything we want off the buffet. Nothing is off limits. And most of us go over to the Brussels sprouts, and I used to not like Brussels sprouts, and then go, why are Brussels sprouts on this table? This is a beautiful table, and they've got stupid Brussels sprouts. I can't believe they could put the Brussels sprouts on there. I didn't want Brussels sprouts. I wanted, a Caesar salad. And you don't see that down the buffet table is the salad you want with all the croutons and the delicious dressing, because you're so focused on the Brussels sprouts. And you know what ends up on your plate? Brussels sprouts and a ton of them. And all we're really talking about is realize that the world is a buffet. You can have off of it by focusing your attention, energy, your language, your thoughts on the beautiful salad. And you know what? Maybe there's somebody else who wants Brussels sprouts. Let them have it. It's no big deal. But
I love Brussels
yeah,
sprouts.
I know. I when I used to do this, okay, pick whatever, but you know what I'm talking about, right? And it's the way we focus our attention on it,
Right,
and we talk about it, and we get so into, and I want, and I want, and I want, and the energy of want is like putting a carrot on a stick out, a future thing. I want is the carrot on the stick energy. I have is I'm eating it and I'm enjoying it and I'm loving it. And I energetically am, selecting it off the buffet of life.
right. It is, we get stuck in the thing we see that we don't like.
Right,
We right. It's like getting stuck in the mud for the thing we don't like when the thing we love is like 2 inches away or a foot away.
right,
It's again, and it goes back to that right brain, left brain thing. Instead of seeing the big picture, which is right brain, we just see the little pieces, and the little pieces feel small, and we feel small, and we feel limited. Um, outright, we lose sight of the big picture,
right.
which
And
is this: I already am. I
yeah,
have everything I need to create. It's not outside of me.
right. I have the upgrade from I want to I have.
I have.
I I hope to it's it's happening. It's all happening. It's all here. And the way I focus my attention, energy, felt sense, my thoughts, my words is how it physicalizes it. But it doesn't mean that it's not here. It just means I'm bringing it in a tangible reality. And those are different.
Yes, very different. So again, when in doubt, feel into it. Trust that feeling sense. Is it a sense of abundance, or is it a sense of lack? Feel into it always. If you're not sure, if your mind's confused and you're not getting a clear answer, feel into it and see how what your body tells you. It's such a, I think, as a person who believes in yoga, your body is such a good communicator.
Oh, it's
That's
a brilliant. It's the
great.
brilliant way.
Tap, yeah, tap in and feel into it.
Right. If it feels sad, it feels heavy, it feels uh, you know, mm, I just keep feeling heavy or disconnected, whatever the words are, versus light and joyful and abundance and free. All those are all your body trying to communicate to you from that wisdom, that I am wisdom, that go over there where it feels lighter and freer. That
Mhm.
I have, I am. Yes, excellent point. And a big part of becoming a power creator, and it's interesting that that's coming out so strongly in this conversation. A big part of becoming a power creator is that skill set of listening to your body and tuning in and sensing. That skill is what shifts you from I want, not sure to oh, I understand how to redirect my energy to I am and I create.
Well, I think we've covered it all.
Exactly. How about that? So, um, do you want to reread a section of that prayer or finish off with that
Yeah.
and the only other upgrade, because you did it over before we started this, and the other upgrade, one of the things that's in that prayer that you're reading is it says your again, the source is outside of us. I would upgrade that word to our. So anytime and even the word prayer feels like I'm praying to an outside source. And the energy to me of the unlimited is, and when we're a part of it, is looking at those little words that imply separation. And to me, one of the words that implies separation is me, you, your, versus our.
Mm,
You know what
mm,
I'm saying?
yeah.
So that's the only upgrade I would make in that. The other upgrade I would make is instead of asking and beseeching and praying to an outside source, we're making declarations to the unlimited that we are.
All right. So here's how I'm going to end from this prayer. Everything that needs to go is gone, and everything that needs to come is here. You are me, I am you. We are one, and all is well.
Perfect. All right. So the homework, so to speak, for this week is the check. Notice when you're making the I want statements and see how that feels in your body. Two, see if you can energetically upgrade it to the lighter, more I have it, I am, and I'm physicalizing it, for lack of a better word, and it's done. The energy of it's done and how that relieving that feels. It is. So just do and check in how you feel, what you're saying with your words, with your energy. That's the homework. And every time you get a chance to do a little bit of a tweak upgrade and see if that doesn't raise your vibration. Is that how you would say the homework?
Yes, feel into it. If it's present moment and you're creating, it feels richer, lighter, like you're surpassing the boundaries of your physical body as compared to shoulders shrugging, chest collapsing,
Right. All the
right?
protection.
As opposed to shrinking. It's like you move outside your physical body into energy. It's a very different, obvious feeling. Go for that.
Right. And enjoy the heck out of it.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone. Have a great week and we'll see you next week.
Bye, everybody.
Namaste.